Hey guys, so let's talk about the latest book I read that was Joe Abercrombie's The Devils. This one's going to be a little interesting, so let's get into the main gist of the story. We start with Alex. Alex is an orphan. She's a gutter rat, a thief, a liar, owes too many people too much money, but that's besides the point. Because she also just might be, maybe, the heir apparent to the throne of Troy. So yes, this is a book that is very fantastical, but is kind of set in a real world, an alternate real world, as it were. But anyhow, the only way she's going to make it to be the Empress of Troy is to get there with her head still attached. So luckily, the Pope, the 10-year-old Pope, sends with her the Chapel of Holy Expediency. This is led by a very inexperienced, very out of his depth monk. In fact, this is like the first thing he gets assigned when he gets there. And so he gets to take this League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, as it were, to take care of this poor girl and make sure she gets there safely. So who is part of this group? Well, we've got a vampire that is so old that he needs a cane to walk on, an invisible elf, as it were, a jack of all trades who probably should have stopped a long time ago, but she's just there for the excitement, a warrior who is well past his prime, a barely tethered werewolf, and possibly the most dejected necromancer on the planet, because these have all been bound to the Pope, and they just haven't figured out a way to break that binding yet. So this is their job: get the girl to the church on time, such as it were, because not only is she the heir apparent to the throne of Troy, Troy is also the last bastion against the elves and possibly the only hope of reuniting the East and West churches back together again. And this journey goes off the rails. It is everything you would hope it would be. It's a few things you probably didn't realize you would hope it would be, and it's much better than the sum of its parts. Bear with me for this next part. I'm giving this a 4-star, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And yes, I did give it a 5-star on Goodreads, and I'm not going to change that. That is what I posted when I first finished reading it, but I've had a night to sit on it. Some of you, this book is definitely going to be 5 stars, don't get me wrong. The issue I had is and I can't tell you what it is because it would be very spoilery, there is a small plot issue that I had a problem with that I didn't really think about too much at the time. But it doesn't ruin the story. I'm just saying it niggles. You know that. You know what it is. And then, yeah, it's just, I am not a prude, and I understand that there are certain things like if you see your buddy's head get chopped off, something might slip out, of both ends. But there was just a little too much cussing in this one for me, which brought it down just a hair, and that's a me thing. This is my 4-star. Again, I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads before I had time to really think about it. I think a lot of you are going to find this 5 stars. That's all there is to it. The story is excellent. For a guy whose tag is Lord Grimdark on Twitter, Joe Abercrombie's sense of humor is right up my alley. Love the humor. Just a little too much vulgarity. And there's a lot of sexual innuendos and stuff, but nothing's ever really shown. You kind of know what happens, but it's he doesn't spell it out. It's not like 5 on the spicy chart or anything. It just kind of adds up. And if this thing, I don't need a G-rated book, but PG-13 definitely would have made this 5 stars for me. This was just a mature audiences only. Don't lend this to your grandmother. That's all I'm saying. All right. Like I said, if the cussing doesn't bother you, I think you're going to love this book. It drops in May, I believe, May 25th. Don't quote me on that. I know I should have looked that up before I started. It's coming out in May. I can tell you that much. But yeah, Joe Abercrombie's The Devils. Very enjoyable story. I think a lot of you are going to love it. I'm just telling my mom not to read it. All right. Have a good one, guys.